Hey, how can sports break down walls to share the gospel and change lives? Today, we're talking about how God is using sports in India to do just that.
This is More Than Sports. Now, here's your host, Rick Rowland.
All right, hey, welcome. I'm Rick Rowland. Welcome to the International Sports Academy podcast. I got with me today Jaipaul Papabathini. He's from India, now lives in Kansas City, runs a pretty extensive ministry in India. So we work with him in a few different things. One is rescuing widows and young ladies who are in human trafficking, and then we also work with him in sports ministry and reaching out to young people through the use of sports with the International Sports Academy. So welcome, Jaipaul.
Thank you.
Good to have you here today. But tell us how you're reaching young people. You have a heart for so many young people, and you've started to use sports. Let's just first talk about how you're using sports to reach out to people.
Well, we've been playing sports, just regular sports like badminton, cricket, and soccer, and table tennis, giving to the kids. But we didn't before have a vision for International Sports Academy. Mm-hmm. So the moment we got introduced to International Sports Academy, everything changed. All the things came together, mm-hmm. and God showed us how we can reach the next generation. International Sports Academy actually helps us to organize cricket tournament, badminton tournaments, and ping pong tournament, mm-hmm.
Table
tennis, soccer tournaments, and kabaddi is another game in India we play.
What's the game?
Kabaddi.
Kabaddi. What do you do with
that? Five sets of kids will be in two different sites, like a tennis court, mm-hmm. and one have to come tag somebody and go back. And kabaddi is very famous game in India, and so we have kabaddi tournaments locally. What happens is the International Sports Academy really bought all the different caste and different social status, and we have a lot of stigma involved in this because some castes don't involve with another caste. So all of them come together. Sports is bringing everyone together.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have found a lot of kids who don't go to school, they're going to be in child labor, and parents cannot afford them, parents don't want them. So when we go give them soccer balls and bring them into our stadium there in Chilakalu in our compound and give them training, coaching, and they'll become elite athletes and one of the top rankers, and that's been really good for me to preach the gospel to them.
Well, absolutely, and you're taking a kid who isn't going to have these opportunities on their own. Nobody's going to give them these opportunities, and so you're sharing the gospel with them, of course, but you're also giving them that self-esteem that I can do something way greater than my little environment should produce. So that's really cool. Well, and sports is the, when you're on the court or the whatever, nobody cares where you're from. If you can, you're all on the same level. It's a great thing in there. So how are you? You just sponsored a badminton tournament. I was over there for it. How did that? Talk about that.
It was 113 teams came, and it was only 1 week. Mm-hmm. Time we gave promotion,
right,
and that also we limited to the district, mm-hmm. Only like 3 locations, mm-hmm. but we have 25 districts and 29 states in India, and they're ready. I mean, the entire state comes. It is huge. Thousands of teams are ready to come and play and get involved with International Sports Academy.
Yeah.
So locally, we have 100 and some teams came for badminton, right. And we were there for the finals, and we gave them awards, and that really brought all of them together. And we found good players and some players who cannot afford to even come into the gym, cannot afford to buy shoes or bats, and none of those. And we identified them and their game, their desire, their passion, mm-hmm. and we called the parents and we told them we want to reach out to them. Before we if we talk to them apart from sports academy, they would think we're converting them to Christianity and we have some kind of motive. Right now, sports doesn't have that.
Right.
It brings every Hindu, Muslim, Sikhism, Jainism, Parsism, all the isms come together, and this is like a center point for us to mentor them.
Talk about because I was there for the one day of it. The little girl who finished second, maybe in the U12 or U13,
Yes.
and you had that encounter with her. Talk about that.
And she wanted to win.
Now, first of all, she was really good. So this
Yeah.
is high level badminton, just so everybody's aware of that.
And I do have a clip of her playing too. And she was actually really good, but a 13-year-old state player actually beat her.
Right.
But she lost because she didn't have that confidence and to beat. So I saw her crying in the corner. I walked by and stopped there and said, "Hey, you actually done good. If you have done this right, you're a win, but it's all here in your mind. You really think you're not that great. All you have to think is you need to be knowing that God accepted you, and you need to know your worth, what God created you, and you need to know that you're very significant. You don't have to be the other person. You have a separate style, separate game. You be who you are and have confidence you will win." And she started crying. And her mother and dad was right there, and they came and told us she need to be counseled by you. And I'm like, "That's great. I like to talk to her." And then she was really blessed by that. And now today she's playing and she's connected to us. We are personally giving her coaching.
Right. So there's a case where obviously she's not a Christian. She's a
she's not a
Hindu.
Christian, yeah.
And so you were sharing biblical principles of identity with her and what Christ thinks about her. And now you develop a relationship to where you'll be able to mentor her in badminton and in the gospel.
In the gospel.
And the whole family will get saved. You know
Yeah.
they will. 'Cause that's not, so those are the things you would have never even met that girl. And because she's pursuing high-end things.
She came from 20 miles away.
Yeah.
So she would never come to our location and heard the gospel if it's not through ISA Sports.
Right. And so that's the exciting. So cricket, which of course in America we don't play cricket.
Yes.
But you're going to have a massive cricket tournament. How's that? Tell us about that.
The cricket is really famous, and it's 12 players play cricket,
Right.
and India's really begun. When Pakistan and India plays,
Oh, boy.
it's a national holiday.
And a war.
And it's people like two presidents actually sit next to each other and watch the game and declare a national holiday.
Yeah.
That's like that big in India.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
And so cricket tournament is really big. So we got like 175 teams signed up, and there's a potential for state level people to come.
Right.
So we were doing cricket tournaments, and through that we got the whole data of so many young people who are ready to play cricket, and we got all the data, phone numbers, and we're calling them. We call the team leaders. We're right now every week we're getting the team captain and bringing the team players to us, and we're talking them what are the challenges, what are their needs, and what are they, what kind of politics they have not able to go forward. We are helping them like, hey, we are not a regular academy that even you have talent, they have to have so many things to go up in life. They got really squished. The only problem there is a lot of politics in sports academies in India. So we coming internationally there have no stipulations. Say you have a talent, or if you have a desire or passion, and if you want to get mentored by us, we take you, we help you. Even you don't go to national levels, we still want to mentor you.
Right.
Because our goal is not just for them to perform, and if they don't perform, we let them go. We really care for their soul, for them to get counseled, get connected. Our goal is to preach the gospel to them. But if they're playing good, we take them to the next level, and they will be very influential to reach the entire state and the nation.
Well, and to show that you've done that, 'cause you did it informally with the guy who's coaching your badminton team.
Gopi,
Tell his story. He's now coaching and mentoring 25 of your players.
10 years ago, I went to my home court gym to check out who's playing, and just with the team, my wife, and we all went there. And I saw this young kid who has beautiful style and a form, and I saw he's natural. And I went to him, and his name is Gopi. I asked him, what's your story? And he said, my dad drives a rickshaw. It's like a 3-wheel, like a bicycle, puts people in it, and it's called rickshaw. Manually, you have to take passengers and ride. It's a very hard job, labor job. He can't afford to send his kid to school. Forget about sending him to gym, about playing badminton. And he told me that story. I inquired who he is. He was right. I took him home and gave him money, sent him to a sports academy into city far away, and he went for 2 months coaching and came back. After 2 months, only 2 months coaching he got. Today he's a state champion. And he said, I wish I'd have been there 6 months. I'd have been a national champion. He is good, but he got to, because of his skill, state championship, the government offered him a job as a coach. So he gets paid by the government. It's called SAP, SAAP, Sports Academy from the government. So he has a desire. I said, why don't you take 25 kids, we sponsor them, and you coach them personally? He goes, that is my desire. And because that's what happened to me. Somebody saw my talent, somebody saw me, helped me. I came from the ashes, and today who I am because of that. And I would like to find kids who can afford to come into the first kid he found is the watchman, who's really poor. He watches the stadium. He got the keys with him, and it's a he gets probably $20 a month for watching the stadium for a whole month. He has a family, he's very poor, but he has a son he has like 2 pairs of clothes and a torn one, runs around the gym because it happened to be dad working there, and he has a desire playing badminton. And so Gopi took him, coached him. Today he's district level player. With no shoes he plays, and so we saw him, we gave him new shoes, new bat, told him we want to coach you to be a state player.
And these are your first wave of 25 with Gopi,
yes,
right?
Yes, these are the Gopi's kids, and we got all these kids into ISA, and he's cute. He's probably 6 years old, and he's like, I want to be a player.
and none of these kids would have had any opportunity to do any of this without you sponsoring them. So so this is what you're doing with a kid like Gopi, and who's now a man. This is generational. You're changing things. Now he has a heart to reach so many more.
Yes.
So exactly. Well, that's you gonna tell a story about somebody there? I saw you distracted by a.
I'm looking for this kid in the back here. He has the potential to be a national player, and he's really good. So he's coaching rigorously. It's a summertime now, so he's getting coaching for morning and also evening. And his style is really good. He already won under 10 years old. He's the state champion now.
Oh, wow.
And he's going to be national champion if we keep going that way.
And but watch this, because this is the heart of the International Sports Academy all over. But specifically, what you're doing. We want to reach 2 people. We want to provide an opportunity for the really high-end ones to excel. I mean, why not? Why not have a national champion? Because that's a huge platform to speak and to preach the gospel and to share. And you want the little kid who can just barely hit the shuttlecock, is that what you call it? The birdie?
Yeah.
Just barely hit it. We want to reach him too, because it's all about people. And so we'll take somebody who can all the way to the top, and this little kid who can barely do a jumping jack, still love them too. So that's the heart of it all, and there's room for all of that, because it's all about people. It's not about just the sport on the thing. So praise God. Needs, shoes, sports equipment. So what's the needs in India?
Especially the rackets. These are all steel rackets. The steel rackets they have a joint there, which usually breaks easy, and they're heavy because they're the newcomers, and so we give them $20 rackets for them. So, and then they go to the next level, the rackets will be like $100 rackets. And so if they go to the state level, the rackets will be $200 one.
Wow.
If they go to the national level, the rackets will be $300, and that'll be the highest one. And so right now we gave them $20 rackets, but when we go in less than 6 months, they'll all get $100 rackets. And they all got sports shoes. Their shoes are non-marking shoes. We have to order them specially online. You cannot get in any showrooms in India, and so we ordered them special ones for them.
So if anybody does want to contribute,
Yeah.
You could purchase a racket, $20.
Yeah.
$100 racket, shoes, that type of thing. It's a way to
Yeah.
partner. Could you partner with people all over America and
Yeah.
the States? Simple ways they can help that literally changes a kid's life. So, praise God. Well, our time is up. We appreciate it, and really excited about seeing these kids develop, seeing them perform at a high level, and seeing many, many people impacted for the gospel and lives changed. So, good job, man. You're doing a great work. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, if you like what you're hearing on the More Than Sports podcast, there's lots more episodes and notes, and you can listen again and share with your friends. And here's how you go. You go to morethansports.net, morethansports.net. You'll see a lot of things there. If you do now, we're giving away some gear. Got some long sleeve t-shirts we're giving away and some other things. And so we certainly appreciate your support and sharing this and letting people know about it. Check us out, morethansports.net from the International Sports Academy. We appreciate your viewership.